bond of friendship we share like brothers. Together as one, just me and my bros on a journey of rock and roll. And when I'm feeling sad and lonely, you know what I do? I chill with my friends and suddenly everything is cool. living outside of my nature. See, I'm normally so shy, so shy, so shy.
So shy, don't be shy.
But you make me wanna scream.
What is up, everybody? Hello. As TWRP, that is Tupperware Remix Party. Awesome, awesome band. Fades out. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're going to be playing some golf today. And yeah, this is actually one of the few golf games I really like to play. It's a lot of fun. I have good memories of actually finding this on an emulator, like around 98, 99, I want to say. It was, what was it? Neo Rage, like 5.0 or something like that, one of the early Neo Geo emulators. And, you know, my brother and I both played this against each other and had to play on the same keyboard. It was kind of awkward, but it was a lot of fun. Many years later, I would grow up, of course, and some ways and not others, and then own the actual cart for my Neo Geo itself. And I'd love to play this game, but I'm not that good at it, so don't expect to see high level play. My old joke about having a high score being better is probably going to be right, but we're going to dive into it anyway. So let's pull up the old emulator. Final Burn Alpha. I love this emulator. It does such a good job. Alright, give me 1 second. Cat's trying to play in and out of my room, so I'm kind of setting the door a little bit more closed, but she can still get in. Alright, so of course, if any type of adjustments need to be made for audio, please let me know, because Neo Geo games and arcade games in general can get kind of loud. Go, load game, scroll down to the list. Neo Turf Masters, here we go.
Nazca.
Oh yeah. Such a great golf game, so much fun. Really is a lot of fun when you play against two people. Alright, so input a good old quarter credit. Actually, let's just go through and double check on the settings first. 30-second time limit for holes, that's fine. Basically, you have like 30 seconds to take a shot where the game penalizes you. Level 4, that's normal. Demo sound, credit, language, that's fine. 1 coin, 1 credit. Alright, looks all good. Every once in a while you'll fire up like one of these games on an emulator and it just has like Neo Geo games set to level 8, which is the hardest difficulty. That's no good.
Please select the type of your game. Who do you play as?
I play as the Shotmaker. Actually, I play this guy, Technician.
Please select your challenging course.
Turn down my headset volume.
USA. Grand
Now,
Golf course.
one of these is supposed to be like they're supposed to be ranked like easiest to hardest. I don't know which ones are which, so we're just gonna try America first. Usually the one I have a little more experience on, but I don't know which one it is which it is. But if anybody's lurking or anything like that wants to speak up to tell me which one's the easiest to hardest, that's cool too.
Final day. Final party start.
Your ranking and your start are also completely random.
Hole number 1. 460 yards. Par 4.
Alright.
Player 1, tee shot.
So this is why I like this guy. He's got a very slow swing bar. He doesn't hit as far, but you have a better chance of hitting 100, 110% easily.
Fairway. Player 1, second shot.
Should do just about right. Yeah, stop. On the green!
Player 1, birdie.
It should also be noted this game has amazing English. On the green. Other stuff is really great. I love the announcer.
I did it.
Not that guy, like, I did it, but
Flies for
her.
birdie. Player 1 jumped over 5 places in this hole. This is Nancy's report.
If you like Hot Shots Golf and you've never played this game, or even vice versa, I would definitely recommend it. This is definitely one to track down in an emulator. Last I looked, the actual cart for this game costs around 150 bucks. And that's if you can find a legitimate copy, because I just took a quick look on eBay and I saw one that looks legit, another one that looks like it's a counterfeit. But they're both going for like 150.
Second shot.
Okay, 2, need about a perfect 100. Ooh, not bad.
Player 1, birdie try.
Should be just enough to make it still. Yep. So right now there's no grain on the holes. These are the first holes are easier, but then you're gonna start getting like different directions and it makes it a little trickier. But yeah, if you like this game, check out Hot Shots Golf Series. That's another great one. And like I said, if you like Hot Shots and haven't played this one, it's another great game as well.
Hole number
You can't go wrong.
38 yards.
Okay, it's gonna be tricky.
Player 1, tee shot.
So 140. Try this. Just about right. I was hoping to land in that little valley.
Player 1, birdie try.
What I really want to see for professional golfers, though, is like them having to use like a putt-putt putter. It's not like they're fancy, like, you know, like specifically designed putters. Just take them to some, like, you know, amusement park somewhere, have them try to do it there.
Player 1,
I would pay good money to see that.
back. This is Nancy's report.
And by good money, I mean like almost nothing.
Hole number 4. 684 yards. Par 5.
The longest drive contest. Good luck.
Let's see, will it be nice and give me... No. Okay. Sometimes, like, for the, like, longest drive competitions, they'll actually have you, like, go with wind with your ball, which helps a whole lot. Oh, just missed out on the overdrive. In the rough. Heavy rough, excuse me.
Player 1, second shot.
There we go.
Fairway. Player 1, third shot.
Now, you can't actually change your club. But it gives you a much, I mean, you gotta really gotta nail that swing or you're gonna miss it.
Good shot.
If I'm lucky, I might get par on this. Okay, that putt's not gonna be too bad, thankfully. I hope not. It could be my fatal last words. Alright, grain's going that way. Let's try just a slight. Oh, no. Oh, I got screwed. Hey, Ronnie. One of my favorite games to play on the Neo Geo.
Penalty for overpar.
It's also probably one of the more expensive ones. Actually, it's kind of weird. I expected this game to be a lot more expensive with how popular it is. And it's not too bad, but I was looking at the arcade version, not the AES home version. By the way, let me know if I need to readjust my audio or anything.
7 yards.
And if you couldn't hear me, let me know if I need to readjust my audio.
Par 4.
Okay. It is super addictive. It's like, so I tell people, if like the Hot Shots golf games, play this, and vice versa. Audio is good and balanced. Okay, perfect. Oh yeah. So I remember like when the first like early Neo Geo emulators,
Birdie try.
like the Neo Rage, playing this with my brother. Both on the same keyboard, so it was like we had to like keep switching places and playing there, but it was a lot of fun.
Flies for birdie.
And so even though I own this game, it's like I'm not really that good at it. I don't even know which courses are harder courses or which ones are easier.
Is Nancy's report.
Hole number
Oh yeah.
6. 486 yards.
I try to get the Hot Shots on PlayStation 2 to work, and the emulators doesn't like it very well. But the PSP one works just fine. Oh, I needed that overdrive.
Good shot.
Damn.
Second shot.
Fine.
Fairway.
So I was looking at like online for cartridges for the arcade, and saw two of them listed for about 150 bucks, which is just about right. I was expecting to be over 200 to be honest. But one of them is like dead giveaway bootleg. The other one, it looks like to be legit. Oh crap, come on. Oh, I got robbed. Robbed again.
For bogey.
Okay, so let's see, it's gonna roll. Let's try it this way. Boogie! Boogie down! Oh no, is this the end of the stream? No.
Okay. Player 1 falls back a lower rank. This is Nancy's report.
Yeah, it just came out the wrong time. The graphics didn't look that great.
428
To be honest, like it just didn't really appeal for a lot of arcade operators, and I definitely understand that.
Player 1 shot.
Shoot for... see if I can skim past the bunker.
Good shot.
That's out of bounds, really? Ah, crap.
Stroke penalty. Once more. Player 1 third shot.
Strong headwind. Yeah, because I looked at like, okay, how much is a Neo Geo 64? And I'm like, okay, I'll never own this thing. It really was. The graphics didn't look that good. I mean, when you compare it to other games of the system, like, that were out there in the arcades at the time, it never stood a chance. Yeah, because I mean, like, the Neo Geo 64 hit, like, what, around, I want to say, like, late 98, 99? So what I'm thinking off the top of my head, at least. I could be wrong on that.
Oh no!
Penalty for overpar. Player 1 had a bad day. This is
Let me rub the salt into your wounds! Alright, so I need to shoot for...
R5.
Yeah, this one being a little tricky, like, you actually want to try not to go crazy for it.
Good shot.
Yep, Naomi was full swing, because it was the Dreamcast. Oh yes, okay, I remember this being a total pain in the butt. Should be just enough to get past the water. Oh crap.
water hazard. Will you try to play from here?
Sure,
Player 1, third shot.
I got this.
Player 1, fourth shot.
Well, he also had, like, the PlayStation. I'm trying to remember what the board was. I think it was the System 22. Pardon me. And that was basically like a PlayStation with more RAM in it, which is what Tekken Tag ran on.
Player 1, for par.
And that was out, I want to say. So it's like, even though the graphics weren't as clean, it still did things pretty well. Ugh, but I mean, would you want to play Mortal Kombat 4?
Okay. Player 1 goes
What was it, Deadly Alliance? Actually, I liked. I think it was on console, like Xbox and PlayStation 2. That was fun, but I think at the time, like, people were just kind of burned out on Mortal Kombat.
9.
But yeah, it's just,
Yards. R3.
they never had, like, 3D games were at a weird spot.
Player 1, tee shot.
Wow, I'm surprised I got the green on that. Oh crap, there's a... Oh, that's a bad hole point. Let's try, see if we can roll it up. Might be too strong. Yep.
Player 1, for par.
Yeah, franchise fatigue was huge. Street Fighter had pretty much run its course, which is why it was a good thing it actually kind of died down for a couple of years and then came back with 4. It was like just the right time for it to be gone and come back.
This is Nancy's report.
Kind of like with Batman and Joel Schumacher just totally destroying it in the ground. And then like 8 years later, Nolan picking up and reviving it, the franchise.
10. 369 yards. R4.
Player 1, tee shot.
Good shot.
Speaking of Batman, oh god, I saw that Fathom Events has like the 80th anniversary of Batman, so they're re-releasing the movies, you know, for special events for the theaters, and Batman and Robin's on that list. Yeah, the movie's so bad it almost killed the franchise, literally killed the franchise for years. Getting robbed on all these holes, I swear. Usually if you have like an uphill, you need to go one past where it has the indicator at, and you'll be just fine, but This one, it's flying me over all of them.
Player 1 starts
Oh well, not that bad. Like I said, an infinite quarter, so it doesn't bug me.
Hole number.
But yeah, Batman and Robin is just...
Yard.
Oof.
5.
My brother and his friend years ago were like, we've heard about this movie. Let's watch it. I'm like, are you sure you want to do that? They're like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'll be nice to you. I'll play the Rift Tracks version for you. They're like, okay, then fine. After 10 minutes, they were slouched in their chairs like, oh God, is it over yet? I'm like, you got another 2.5 hours to go almost. They're like, oh God, what have we done? It's like, hey, I warned you, man. Oh, this is gonna be a problem. Oh, just barely made it. I never liked the Tim Burton Batmans, to be honest. I've seen them, I just didn't go, oh wow. I'm just like, it's a film. I do like the Nolan ones, like the first one, Batman Returns, or no, that wasn't that, it was Batman Begins is what it was called. That one was like the most comic book of all of them, like, and kind of corny. After that, it went a lot more serious. Oh, crap. Yeah, yeah, I saw Batman Forever. One of my brother's friends, his dad took him and his friend, and he invited me along too. Just, I don't know why, but he's like, "Hey, do you want to go? I'll pay for your ticket." I'm like, "Sure, whatever." I was sitting in the theater like going, "Oh my God, I hate this movie." It's the one with Jim Carrey in it. Tommy Lee Jones horribly miscast as Two-Face, which I'm sure he's regretted his entire life. Just spent out a whole bunch of quarters. So I didn't see Batman and Robin in theaters because I knew, like, from watching Forever, I was gonna like it because it was another Joel Schumacher movie, and thank God I didn't pay to see it.
Hole number 12. 218 yards. Par 3.
player 1 shot.
I don't think I've ever met a person who legitimately, like, defended the movie. Was like, that's a great movie, how dare you? It's like, oh God, I hate this hole.
Out of bounds. One stroke penalty. Once more. Player 1 third shot.
So even if you hit it 100%, you don't make it.
One stroke penalty.
I remember this hole just being like a killer.
Player 1 fifth shot.
It's deceptive because you gotta hit it 220 yards for a 200-yard hole. It's like, okay.
Player 1 for triple bogey.
Yay, triple bogey! And it's really weird because, like, Schumacher actually did some really good films, in my opinion.
Penalty for
He wasn't an incompetent filmmaker. It's just like he decided, like, okay, well, my inspiration for the Batman films is going back to the camp 60s, and it's just like, why?
Hole number 13. 476 yards. Par 4.
Player 1 tee shot.
I also like it too when people tell me that, like, Batman doesn't kill people and he's never killed people in films. I'm like, did you see the Tim Burton films? Batman kills people in the most horrific ways possible. He literally killed a henchman by setting him on fire with the exhaust of his Batmobile. It was in Batman Begins, I believe. Or not Begins, Returns. Ugh. Too many titles with almost similar structures screws me up. Yeah, Falling Down was great. I love that film. Like, my brother had seen, like, a scene in Falling Down where he's in, like, the convenience store, like the little bodega. And he's like, the guy's like, how much for soda? And the guy's like, well, it's You know, it's like $2, something like that. My brother's like, that's not too bad. I'm like, this is like 1992, 93. So that was like charging $5, $6 for a Coke. And he's like, holy crap. I'm like, yeah, exactly. That was why he went crazy in that part. I don't think I'm gonna make it again. Oh, did it. Okay.
Oh no!
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was, but like I remember still like when you adjust it for inflation, it's something crazy like a $3 drink or something for like a little 12-ounce.
Player 1 falls back.
Because even back then, I mean, like the most you'd pay would be like 50 cents. Well, yeah, I mean, but
Hole number 14.
you gotta be careful though. If you say that you got a 17 for the entire course, they might catch on to you.
Player 1 tee shot.
I play by my own rules. I've been banned from a golf course before because of it, so that was fun.
Player 1 second shot.
Oh god, not this. Holes like this are sadistic. This is like mini golf course. Excuse me, mini golf course nonsense. This is probably too fast. Nope.
Player 1 for par.
Too strong. Yeah.
Player 1 for bogey.
How to blow a hole easily. There we go, kids. I really should get that game, Executioner. I really should.
Penalty for over par. Player 1.
You try to hit me with a golf ball. Boom.
This is Nancy's report.
Hole number
Yeah, I can't remember what like the last time, like what my score was the last time I went golfing when I was healthy enough to do that.
Being contest.
But it's like, it was not anywhere near a good score. Or anywhere near a respectable score.
On the green. Player 1 birdie try.
birdie.
Yay! Finally got a birdie.
I did it.
Kill 2 birdies with 1 stone. That's easy. You pick up the rock, you kill the bird, you pick up the rock again, you kill the other bird. What's so hard about this?
This is Nancy's report.
Hole number 16. 441 yards. Par 4.
Player 1 tee shot.
The last time I went golfing, my friend ran me over with a golf cart. Like I said, we pretty much got banned from there, so.
Good shot.
Bunker.
We also did like golf polo as well. That was even more fun. Yes. I used to actually just like hang it out on like the driving range, which was a lot more fun for me to do. And one time actually that did happen. I was hitting drives down the range. There was about 5 or 6 other people. Hit this long shot. You see this rabbit, this jackrabbit, go running across the field, and my golf ball just smacks it in the head, kills it instantly. It's on the ground, flopping, it's dead. I'm like, whoa. All the guys stop and are like, holy shit. I will pay you $20, $50, whatever, to do that again. I'm like, I can do that again for the rest of my life, and it wasn't intentional. It's like, I didn't mean to do that. It's just something that happened. It's 1 in a million. So then, like, everyone else kept trying to hit the rabbit, the dead rabbit on the golf course. I'm like, oh my god.
Par.
United States military, hard at work.
Par.
Now, you do realize I imagine you right now as like, you know, this middle-aged bald man with a big mustache. You can't help it if you hear those lines and you know the game, you just start thinking exactly what it is.
This is Nancy's report.
Hole number 17, 728 yards. Par 5.
Player 1, tee shot.
Good shot.
Yeah, he's got way too much hair for that.
Player 1,
Shave the head, go for the completely bald look. Go for me. Don't do it. Women will never date you again. Or men, I don't judge. I don't judge, I don't ask. I don't presume.
fairway. Player 1, third shot.
Good shot.
Heavy rough. Player 1,
Just like how your mother likes it. Hey, Trebek? Oh gosh, this hole's gonna kill me.
rough. Player 1, fifth shot.
Alright. Yay, I'm on the green finally. Par 5, this is like hole 8, like shot 8.
Player 1, for bogey.
Actually, I just about beat bogey, I'm surprised, so that was a lot worse.
Bogey. Oh no.
Penalty for over par. Player 1 falls back a lower rank. This is Nancy's report.
Hole number 18, 346 yards. Par 4.
Carl!
Tee shot.
Alright. I love llamas with hats. Took such a weird turn at the end, but of course that's, you know, Film Cow, it's all his videos, really. Still supposedly working on the end of the,
Player 1,
Charlie the Unicorn series. Too far.
heavy rough. Player 1, third shot.
Nice recovery.
On the green.
Carl from Lock Between Hunger Force is also good.
Par.
It's one of my favorite stories to tell, but my last day at AOL, I actually took calls as a supervisor using a Carl soundboard. It was epic.
We have finished the final round. Player 1 falls back a lower rank.
Now, these were like people who were like going to cancel anyway.
Nancy's report.
This is like, okay, we're just gonna mess with them. Here's your crappy ending.
Let's play.
Play better, loser. Nope, actually I bought, gosh, what was it? They call it 4Joy TV. It used to be called Fuji TV. So that's who I have, and I love it. It's, for me, it's worth every single penny. By way and afar. Because, I mean, it's just, it's great quality. I mean, you really can't knock it. It's got DVR set and everything else, so I decided to go with them because I'm just used to how much weight it is. It's kind of pricey. Let's see, I bought subscription, though. I did like a 3-month currently. Let me mute that real quick. Let's see, so it's basically working out about $25 a month, but you have, pulled it up right now, like 80 channels. Like, I'll just show you what it's like. Desktop, plop. So you have, like, I have just muted right now. I think it's ATX. No, I'm on TV Tokyo. So you have literally, like, 84 channels at your disposal. MTV's weird because they actually play music videos. It's like, what? It comes through pretty good. I mean, no complaints from me on that. Seems to be buffering lately, like just a little bit, then it starts up and starts going. And every single Japanese television program must have somebody up here. But yeah, I'm happy with the service. Let's see, turn that off, there we go. And where's my arcade? Kaplop. There we go. So yeah, it's, you get 84 channels. It's high definition. It's at least 720p. And it also has a 2-week DVR function. So if you miss a program, you can actually just go back, click on it in the calendar if you know what you're looking for, and you can either watch it or you can download it and watch it. And if you download it, pretty much it just downloads to your hard drive. You can do whatever you want at that point, which is how I originally posted up a video, like a commercial, with the guy who played Segata Sanshiro at one point, because like he's advertising his own coffee. It's like, I gotta get this commercial uploaded, so it's not bad. Like I said, it's pricey, but for me, there's nobody up where I live who speaks Japanese at all. So it's like, in my skills, if we're really, really suffering, so it's like, okay, this gets me in the mood, gets my brain working again for it, kind of keeps me a little more fluent. Yep, so, I mean, I remember, gosh, what was it? They had Moko Dojo or whatever it was, before the guy just basically let it all fall apart, and now it's run by like a porn site.
Please select the type of your game. Who do you play as? Thomas Stewart. Please select your challenging Germany.
Germany! Yeah, Moko's gone. Moko Dojo's gone now.
Final day.
Pardon me.
Final party start. Good luck.
Yeah, it is now a porn site.
Hole number
Do not pull it up at work.
454 yards. R4.
I mean, the guy had like let it, he had like teased like, hey, I got this, you know, new version, new build of it, it looks great. You know, of course, like his videos that you couldn't comment on, had no way to contact him or anything else. And he had his own build for it, it looked awesome, and then it just never came out. And then his servers went down, he just stopped caring about it, it just fell into disrepair. And then apparently he sold off or let the URL expire. I remember way before that was Keyhole TV, which was really crappy video, but it was free, but then they started screwing with the audio. So like it'd cut out every other second. So it'd be like, you know, it'd be like, okay, great. Just like this. So try listening to Japanese when you have audio going like this. It's like, oh my god.
Player 1 jumped over 5 players.
So I asked them, like, okay, so you guys are moving to a subscription service, so like if I pay for your subscription to Keyhole TV, this is like 5-6 years ago, I'm like, do I get better quality out of this? They're like, no, it's still the same quality. It looked like it was 56K streaming. I'm like, go to hell.
Player 1 D-Shot.
So that's why I was pleasantly surprised to find Fuji TV, which unfortunately, like, Fuji TV actually was my favorite station. They don't have it on there anymore. I guess they avoided a lawsuit by not having it on there and changing their name. even though the company is based out of Hong Kong, something came up, so Fuji TV is the one station they don't have, which disappointing for me, but with everything else, I can live. Yeah, Wow Wow has like a Wow Wow, or however you want to call it, has good movies. I noticed like early or afternoon for me, you know, for Japan, they'll have like a lot of English movies on there with Japanese subtitles, which kind of cracks me up. Oh! So you're saying, Willis, my score of 500 is not good. Damn. I was so certain it was going to be.
Player 1 falls back a lower rank. This is
I don't know, it's also funny to watch like Japanese shows that have just been redubbed into, or American shows redubbed into Japanese. It's great. Because some of the voice actors they get, it just sounds so amazing.
Player 1 tee shot.
Let's see if this does it. Don't go down the hill? Okay, as long as it doesn't go down the hill, I'm fine.
Player 1 second shot. On the green.
I was trying to think, like, what did I see last
For par.
that was dubbed? I think they were, the other night they were playing Castle, the Nathan Fillion show. Oh, come on.
Player 1
And he's got a hilarious voice in Japanese. Hondoyo, Morbe.
Bogey.
Well, see, T. Wallace, he has the thick Coke bottle glasses from the 90s, because that gets the ladies, of course.
penalty for over.
Unless my optometrist is lying to me. And it also allows him to have a slower bar.
This is
For example, let me show you what it's like as somebody different. Well, I'm early on in the course, I don't care at this point. Okay, X, no problem.
Please
So if you want to have a lot of fun,
who do you play as?
go for this guy, Power Golfer. He's got huge accuracy, he's got driving like for days, accuracy, skill recovering almost nothing.
Fernando Almeida. Please select your USA Grand Canyon Golf Course.
It's all good.
Final day.
Thanks for the host. I didn't see that you were hosting earlier, so appreciated. Twitch didn't tell me, so
Good luck.
go Twitch. So we saw like Mr. Coke bottle glasses lets him have slower shots. This guy's got a faster bar. Not too much range there to pick from. They can crush the ball.
Good shot.
fairway.
Well, have you ever played golf? I mean, it's an angry sport. Ugh. Now look at like how many blocks he has for accuracy for when you go to putt. Ooh.
Birdie try.
Yeah, he's just got like angry chunks like "Ugh." Too strong. It's like, good lord. Don't do steroids, boys and girls. Ooh. Barbecue, mac and cheese, and waffles? Hell yeah.
Player
That looks good.
This is
All right.
report.
Please select the type of your game. Who do you play as?
Yeah, chicken and waffles, as well as its combinations, just sounds really bizarre. But if you can have it, same thing like good mac and cheese, it's really great. Shotmaker, I like this guy better though.
Thomas Stewart. Please select your challenging course.
I don't know, to be honest. It's just a random arcade golf game. It starts to go for kind of a lot of money these days.
Final party start.
So I know the Masters are on because my parents are watching it. Or were watching it earlier when it was on.
Hole number 1, 454 yards.
But this is like the good golf game. This is like one of the best. If you like Hot Shots Golf, definitely play this game, Neo Turf Masters. And vice versa. Yeah, the guy's like the other choice. Like, if I have to pick, like, if I can't pick this guy for whatever reason, German guy's the other guy I go for too, because he's a shot maker, so he's like the second best in my opinion, but I like this guy just because he's a little slower, he's got a little more recovery, so when you play terribly like I do, you have a little more leeway. Oh no, I slipped! How terrible. That's unfortunate. I don't know how that happened. We'll try a German guy.
Please select the type
We'll mix it up.
player.
The shot maker. Or the putt-putt master.
Robert Lando. Please select your Germany.
What I really want to see, though, is, like I said this earlier, but take professionals
Final day.
to, like, a putt-putt golf place, like for miniature golf. Don't let them use their own clubs, like their own custom putters. Make them use the stuff there. Have a tournament based that way. I would pay to see that.
454 yards. R4.
Player 1, tee shot.
Good shot.
Fairway.
Okay, so this guy can hit almost 300 into the wind.
Second shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do the pitching wedge. Sand wedge! There we go. I was thinking, might be too much.
Player 1.
Oh, this guy's even better for putting. Holy cow.
Birdie. I did it.
Prize for birdie. Player 1 starts to strike back. This is Nancy's report.
Hole number 2.
Trying to remember what's German for I got it, like Isha Gestauf or something? I don't know, my German is terrible.
Player 1, tee shot.
To anybody who speaks German and I just butchered your language, I apologize. Yeah, it's like everybody sounds American for a Japanese golf game.
Good shot.
Yatta!
Fairway. Player 1, second shot.
Okay, just enough to get on the green. The American guy is like just like evened. I mean, he's like the most average person, really. Got a weird hill to get up. It's kind of like middle of the road. I'll have to play with him the next 18 holes. I'll play with the American guy.
Prize for birdie.
It's not too bad, but it's just like there's just better stats overall. I don't know who plays as like the roided up guy I was playing as a minute ago, though. I mean, those guys just crazy. Hurt me.
Hole number 3. 137 yards. R3.
The closest to the being contest. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. You won't win it.
Tee shot.
You'll never get it. Never, ever, ever get it. I think I plays the Putt Master one time. He's got like even like more lines than this guy has right now for putting.
Birdie. I did it.
Prize for birdie. Player 1 starts to strike back.
Just like the Empire. Speaking of which, for all you sci-fi nerds out there, if you somehow didn't hear,
1 yard.
the new Star Wars trailer came out today.
Player 1, tee shot.
It's a teaser. Oh, this is not going to end well. Yep.
Prize
Do it again, but better. There we go. That's what I was trying to do the first time. That's the last one of the quote-unquote trilogy. And it's not Rian Johnson, so that's good. The guy who was like so busy, like, I'm gonna subvert expectations and forget that I'm trying to make a good movie. Oh, surprised I got on the green. And like the worst hill, oh god. Yeah, I didn't expect to make this one.
Player 1 for Bobby.
Bogey. Oh no!
Penalty for overpar. Player 1 falls back.
I'm kind of glad though, like, I really don't like J.J. Abrams as a director. Because he keeps putting lens flares in everything non-stop that don't be needed. Yeah, they're not needed whatsoever.
58 yards. Par 4.
Player 1
It's like his like Star Trek movies I cannot watch without wearing my glasses or my sunglasses, or just I can't see them at all. It's like it just kills my eyes. And of course there's lens flares in the first of the Star Wars movies he did, basically remaking the very first Star Wars.
second shot.
So as long as he doesn't remake, you know, Return of the Jedi with this, I'll be happy with it. Just short.
Fairway.
Yeah, the Puppet Master would have made that one for sure. Well, I'm no doubt of that.
On the green. Player 1 for par.
Hey, par. I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay, rich man.
Player 1 falls back a lower rank.
What I like about JJ though, he's like, okay, I'm just gonna save this franchise from what Rian Johnson did, because he's like, well, no, you know, Rey's not a Skywalker, she's not anybody there. Her parents are Junkers. Like, oh, is Kylo Ren lying to her? Nope. Okay, so like JJ gets the film back because of what Rian did to the entire series and screwing it up. So now he's like, yeah, guess what? All those theories about her being a Skywalker are correct. She's Luke's kid. It's like, well, hey, cool. And it's not a spoiler because the title of the movie straight up tells you. I don't know. I'm just glad that George Lucas doesn't have Star Wars anymore. He was just terrible. He had an accidental hit on his hands. Whoa. His movies were god-awful. He doesn't really know how to direct on top of it. Like, the most popular of the original trilogy were movies that he didn't direct. That should tell you something.
Hole number 7. 565 yards. Par 5.
The longest drive contest. Good luck. Player 1 tee shot.
Good shot.
Threaded that needle. Pardon me.
Player 1 second shot.
I'm trying to remember, there was this old G4 TV skit. Hey, so like, it was like making fun of... Good, as long as it gets back in bounds. It was making fun of Return of the Jedi when Obi-Wan comes back to talk to Luke about his father. It was like, yeah, your dad was, your dad used to be a nice person, now he's Darth Vader, you need to kill him. He's like, it's basically like weaving in like all the prequel stuff that George Lucas did. It's like, how did my brother die? Broken heart. What? You can die from that? Oh, apparently. Wait. Leia said that she remembers like her mother, like our mother snuggling her and comforting her. She's like, nope, didn't happen. Most snuggling you guys ever got was from some droid. She kicked it like 5 minutes after you were born. Well, T. Wallace, let me ask you though, have you seen the new trailer that came out today? Because they are hinting at bringing back a character. It's not Jar Jar.
This is Nancy's report.
But of course, if they bring back the character that's in the trailer that they allude to, Jar Jar could come back.
3 yards. Par 3.
And Misa be very mad.
Player 1, tee shot.
So, you know where... Okay, yeah, I won't... Unless you want me to spoil it for you, which... It's up to you. I won't tell you who kind of sorta is in the trailer. Oh! Tree. Jar Jar was just terrible. There's no excuse for Jar Jar Binks. When you pretty much have like a racial stereotype, it's like, wow. It's like, did George Lucas really think this through? Probably not. And then you have like Jar Jar Binks kind of do like the minstrel voice almost from the old time like vaudeville days type deal. And then you have like the bad guy aliens who are obviously doing Japanese voices. It's like, wow, okay.
Penalty for overpower.
I always wanted Yoda to actually be talking weird because he was drunk all the time. Nobody just really noticed.
This is Nancy's report.
Head dropped on, did I? Brain did damage to do. Get crunk, I will.
461 yards. Par 4.
Player 1, tee shot.
Holy crap, 8 meters? This is like... it's like 30-mile-per-hour winds. But anyway, so at the end of the new trailer that came out, you hear Emperor Palpatine laughing. Good job, dude. Now, way to crush that at 180 yards and like barely go 100.
Player 1, fourth shot. Fairway. Player 1, fifth shot.
I have a feeling that this tree's gonna slow it down. Yep.
Rough. Player 1, sixth shot.
I'm sure the putt master would have made it with his putting wedge too. His little pitching or putter. I'm sure he could have done it easily. Hit too high. Yeah.
Once more. Player 1, seventh shot.
Player 1, give up. Go home. Be a family man. This game does time you out too for like holes if you they're just like this. Kim's like, mercy kill, please stop. We're embarrassed for you.
Player 1 drops out
He's like, oh, you didn't make the cut. Keep playing. Keep giving us more quarters.
84 yards. Par 5.
Player 1, tee shot.
Good shot.
Fairway. Player 1, second shot.
Hopefully it should get me still on the green. Okay, good.
Fairway. Player 1, third shot.
And... yeah, okay, cool.
On the green.
On the queen!
Player 1, birdie try.
Get in. Birdie. Bingo.
No, this is golf, sir. If you really want to screw with people,
Starts to strike.
if you ever get a job as a bingo caller, which is why I'm not allowed to call for bingo anymore, just yell things that aren't on the card. Q 24,
Hole number.
X 19,
Par 3.
J 4. I did that once and an old lady yelled bingo.
Tee shot.
I didn't know what to do.
Heavy rough. Player 1, second shot.
I think this is a deceptive one because you gotta shoot it. Yeah, you gotta get on top of that hill. It says you're only 35 meters away, but you gotta shoot it like you're doing 75 almost, or you just roll back down the hill.
Par.
It's amazing how much this is like coming back. Cause like I own this cart, so it should be more familiar with me. But I don't think I've played this game in like almost 3 years.
Bad day.
Ever since I had to.
It's no
Unfortunately, when I moved with my parents to go to school, and then my back blew out. But
Hole number.
my Neo Geo machine wouldn't go down the stairs. It didn't have enough clearance for the stairs because we actually have a stair lift because the previous occupants were disabled.
Player 1, tee shot.
And so it had to stay in the garage, unfortunately. And because it gets cold here, I had to take the board out, so it's in my closet. So I haven't been able to play my actual Neo Geo in like 3 years. So unfortunately, it's kind of fallen out of practice for me to play.
Player 1, second shot.
Yeah, Windjammers is awesome. That's one I would love to own, but it's also ridiculously expensive now too. Just for fun, let's take a look. Let's see how much. Last time I saw or looked up for Windjammers, like even the MVS version, was like over $200. MVS, 200, 250. It's Japanese version. And that's a bootleg and another bootleg. Yep. So people are trying. That's a big, huge problem. I mean, if you're trying to legitimately collect for the Neo Geo, is bootlegs are a massive issue.
Player 1, birdie try.
Get in.
Player 1, for par.
Oh, come on.
Player 1, for bogey.
Yeah, you can get it on the Switch and Nintendo 64, but I want to actually own the original for the Neo Geo.
Penalty for over par.
Hang your head in shame. Put your head down.
Okay. Player
4.
Player 1, tee shot.
I also saw they're making Windjammers 2, which is awesome. I saw a little bit of the footage of it. It looks just like the original, just about, which is a good idea.
Good shot.
I mean, don't mess with the original, pretty much.
Fairway. Player 1, second shot.
But, like I said, what's really kind of aggravated me recently is the fact that all these Neo Geo MVS games are, like, going for ridiculous amounts of money now. MVS games were very common. Those were what you found in arcade machines back in the day.
Birdie try.
And now you have them, like, just going for huge amounts of money. The other thing I can think of is it might be, like, one, the retro bubble. I mean, people are like, yeah, it's gotta be more expensive. But also, like, you see consoleized MVS machines now.
Player 1, for bogey.
You know, basically, like, you can buy an arcade version of Neo Geo, and you can plug it in, play it on your television, things of that nature. Which is a far better and cheaper alternative than buying the AES, which is the home version of Neo Geo, where games are still selling for like $500-600 bucks.
Penalty for over par. Player 1 falls back a lower rank. This is Nancy's report.
I think I might have one of those on a multi-cart I own.
Hole number 14.
So I do have a multi-cart for my Neo Geo. It might be on there.
The closest to the
I remember playing it in the arcade once. It was alright.
player 1, tee shot.
But yeah, it just, like I said, it just drives me really nuts to see these games that were like high supply suddenly going for a crazy amount of money. It's like when you see Earthbound for Super Nintendo selling for like $200-250 or higher.
Player 1, birdie
When the game was mass produced, it flopped majorly bad, like hardcore. And I remember stores couldn't get rid of their stock. Oh, come on.
Player 1, for par.
It's like I remember stores were selling the special edition, which had like the guidebook in it and everything else, the big large box for like $20, and people still wouldn't buy it. And then suddenly, like later, everyone's like, "Oh, this is a great game! It's a masterpiece, and it's rare." It's like, no, there's thousands upon thousands of copies that are easily bought, and people are still trying to think like, "Oh, it's got to be even that great." Yeah, and I agree with you on that, T. Wallace. I don't think Earthbound is a good game.
405.
I think it's not bad. I just think it's kind of middle of the road, mediocre.
Player 1, tee shot.
And there are so much better, in my opinion, better RPGs to be played on the Super Nintendo than Earthbound.
Fairway.
You're like, what about Earthbound? I'm like, it's a game, technically.
Shot.
Really? Oh, come on. Is it close enough to play from the water?
One-stroke penalty. Once more.
Nope.
Player 1, fourth shot.
Okay. So check this nonsense. I used the higher club, hit it perfectly, and it's still screwing me on it.
Next shot.
That makes no sense. That should have at least gone like 220, 230. I should be in the opposite of rough.
Triple bogey.
Triple bogey.
Oh well. I know there's some wonky holes in this course, but I think I found the best one, the best of the wonkiest, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just, the retro market's really bizarre. I got my tax return. I've spent probably about $650 of it already. It was $1,000. I did buy some stuff I needed,
61 yards.
like a backup drive for my computer. It was an 8 terabyte. So I've actually backed up a failing backup drive I have already and my computer. So that's maybe kind of breathe easier. And then I started, you know, buying games and other things, bought a subscription to Japanese television, like I was telling Executioner earlier. And I've actually been buying a lot of retro games. I bought new controllers, Saturn controllers, because they were making new ones again. And still waiting for Castlevania Games to ship them out to me. Check my email real quick. They were supposed to be shipped out on the 8th, back on Monday. And still don't have a shipping number. And I sent them off an email yesterday, Thursday, saying, hey, what's going on with my order status here? You also owe me a RetroTink 2X. Still haven't replied to it. So Castlevania Games is really, for me, a love-hate relationship, and I hate them. They are like two people running the business, and they just don't talk to each other. They don't communicate to each other. And I don't know how they stay in business, to be honest, because they don't ship anything on time. And you have to pull teeth. You really have to contact them and like threaten them on Twitter, like, hey, respond to my email now. What's going on with my status? And then they'll finally get around to it. Get in! You're like 4 feet away! So I bought an actual, you know, because they're making new Sega Saturn controllers. Bought an actual one for my Sega Saturn. And then I bought one with the USB connector, so if I play an emulator, RetroArch, or whatever, or just anything in general on the computer, I can use it. So bought two controllers that way. Still waiting for my RetroTink so I can actually play real Super Nintendo, Genesis, everything through it, you know, instead of having to use emulators. They also supposed to ship back on March 15th. We're now almost a month late on it, and still no word on when I'm supposed to get it. So, they're the only people who have stuff in, but if you buy it from anything from Castlevania Games, do not expect to get it anytime soon. Expect that they're going to be a month later or later. Okay, let's see, about 300 yards. Alright, just where I wanted to go. Good. Then I also bought, like, I've been buying way too much on eBay. I need to ban myself from eBay again. Bought a bunch of Sega Saturn games, Japanese Saturn games. And they're not the best games, but it's like, it's good to get them now while you can, because, I mean, even those prices are starting to go up. But I did buy Grandia, which is a great RPG. People who played Grandia most likely played it on the PlayStation, where it got ported to 2 years afterwards. It actually started out as a Saturn exclusive, but when the Saturn was quote-unquote not our future, per Bernie Stoller, they realized, well, we better recoup some of our costs, you know, port it to PlayStation, and it's a fun game. But there's a guy who's actually working on getting the Japanese version of the game for Saturn into English. Well, the problem is I don't window shop. If I have money, it's like I'm shopping. It's like, that's my problem. And when I'm on eBay, if I see something like I've been looking for a while, and it's like, they haven't buy it now, I'm like, oh. Myself and money do not go well together, unfortunately. But yeah, I bought a bunch of Sega Saturn games, and so the guy is actually like translating or patching the Japanese version of Grandia to play the English patch. And what he's done, because the games are pretty much similar, or to a certain standpoint, he's actually taking the English version of Grandia for the PlayStation and putting it into the Japanese version on top, which is awesome. So you still have the Japanese audio, but with the American translation. So He's got the first disc out, so if you have like a pseudo Saturn, which I actually bought, well, that allows you to play burned copies on your actual system. You can rip your own game, so I can do it legally. Apply the patch, burn it to a CD, and then either play an emulation, which some people can do, some people can't. And then, or you can just play it on your actual system. So it's still very early, it's still very beta and buggy, but from most accounts, most people are able to get pretty far into the first disc. And then today I bought my last thing on eBay, which is a copy of Spider-Man for the Sega Genesis. Which is not probably the best of games, but I like to get stuff complete in box. So give me 1 second, and I need to take a very quick break. I will be back in a second, and I will play the good old Geeks. I'll let the audio rock out for it too, so you guys have some music to listen to. When it pops up here in a second. Alright, I'm back. And I was looking through eBay real quick. And I am very, very sad. Because I had my eye on this for some time. And unfortunately, it's just somebody bought it. And I don't know if I'll ever see this again. But for me, it's just like really high price. I really thought about buying it, but... Lensman Wurzel. That's actually what my name is based on, is this character right here. And there was actually they did an animated show of it in Japan in like the early 80s based off the book that basically pretty much George Lucas ripped off in order to make Star Wars. But it's a model kit, and somebody finally bought it. I mean, it's like $50, and then like another $21 for shipping, which is huge. So I'm like, I'll just wait to see. I contacted him, like, could you possibly like drop it down like another $10 or anything like that to help because he had it like on waiting for a long time, but it looks like somebody finally bought it today, which is a bummer. But one thing I wanted to post, like to show you guys also another thing of, is how to spot fake Neo Geo games. Because you'll see like a lot of bootlegs, like I mentioned. So this one right here is actually looks to be a legitimate cart. You can see like along the crease along here, it's kind of maybe hard to see it on stream, but it looks like it's been opened. Somebody verified the chip, verified the boards inside, and there's actually a website you can pull up to show you what a legitimate board looks like. Okay, I got the microphone on, sure. So you can actually compare to see if it's like somebody just flashed like some EEPROMs and threw it in there or not. But things to look out for is that it's an original cart, like the original label it's on here, and there's also serial numbers involved. So this looks to be an actual legitimate cart that I've seen before, so it's fine. This one, however, is not. Big Tournament Golf is what it was called in Japan. But as you can see, this is a printed label, and there's no serial numbers anywhere on it. And they also make sure that to show you that, like, oh look, here's the case, but you can't see the PCB boards at all. You can just see the bottom parts, and these are reprint boards right here. This is another dead giveaway. So if you buy Neo Geo games for an MVS, if you start getting into collecting or whatnot, just be careful because there are a lot of bootlegs out there. And for example, that like the first one, the legitimate one, $122. Not too bad for Neo Turf Masters. They usually say go higher. The bootleg seller wants $150. So just something to keep an eye on if you ever get into collecting for this for whatever reason. Always do your homework. Make sure that you're not getting ripped off. Because there's nothing worse than paying for like $150, $200 for a game that's probably worth $20 or less just because it's repro. Alright, so now back to Neo Turf Masters.
Please select the type of your game. Who do you play as?
The young hero, the American hero, Mr. Average.
Please select your challenging
In Japan.
Japan. Fujiyama Oriental Golf Club. Final day. Final party start.
By the way, your rank, when you first start off, RNG. I've started off as high as like, I think 7th.
426 yards. Par 4.
Player 1, tee shot.
So he's got a long overdrive
Good shot.
for his power.
Fairway.
It's not the longest, but it's pretty good.
Second shot.
Whoa, that would've been awesome if it went in.
On the green. Player 1, birdie try.
Okay, his putting's not that great. Pardon me, sorry about that.
I did it.
Tries 4, birdie.
Takes a little adjusting, getting used to when you start playing as like the slower people, so you have more time to pace your shots. If you get into the rough, it's even harder to try to get out of.
Hole number 2. 450 yards. Par 4.
Player 1, tee shot.
Oh, almost got that over.
Second shot.
I am clearly dropping frames. Alright, computer, come on. Alright, so I need to switch servers. If you can't hear me, I'm switching Twitch servers. Hang tight.